Hi, I am Alok JHA. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are discussing modern India and we are trying to cover entire modern India for preliminary examination through multiple choice questions. Correct? We have already done some videos. It's a number 5 video. We started with disintegration of Mughal Empire. Then we talked about rise of autonomous states. Then we discussed advent of Portuguese and Dutch. And then we discussed advent of British and French. Fine. So in this video, we are going to discuss conflict between French and British, and we are popularly call it the Carnatic Wars. Fine. So we will take up Carnatic Wars. But बच्चों, we will first revise the entire area. We will take up some basic information, and then we will go for question and answer session. And as you all know now that we discussed 10 questions on this topic. Believe me, if you are seriously following this series, it will help you. Definitely it will help you. Correct? Fine. So we should start. So first we will take up a broader outline of this topic called the Carnatic Wars. Correct? Okay. So we will first take up a broader outline of the Carnatic War. And you know there are 3 Carnatic War. And why this term Carnatic? Because this Carnatic War, why this term Carnatic we are using? Because British and French fought this war in Carnatic. The place was Carnatic. And you remember what was Carnatic? Carnatic, right? Gradually became autonomous. It was established by Sadatullah Khan. Its capital was Arcot. Fine. So Carnatic Wars. Who fought? British and French. When? In 18th century. So when this war started? In 1740s. And we have 3 Carnatic War. Try to understand this. We have 3 Carnatic War. We have 3 Carnatic War. Carnatic War 1, Carnatic War 2, and Carnatic War 3. बच्चों, first Carnatic War started in 1740s because of some international development, Austrian War of Succession. If you have some idea about European history, Britain and France, they were always fighting. At least in 18th century, you will see this trend. And this Carnatic War started because of that rivalry between England and France. When it started in 1740s. How? Because of Austrian War of Succession. So there are 3 Carnatic War. First Carnatic War was because of international issue. Second Carnatic War was because of local issue. We will take up Hyderabad and Carnatic. And the third Carnatic War was again because of international issue. So there were 3 Carnatic War. Correct? Now, first Carnatic War, I told you that it started in 1740s. But general date we say that it is from 46 to 1748. Generally, we are accepting this date. Then the second Carnatic War started right? No, from 1749 till you can say 1754 or 55. And then third Carnatic War 56 onward it started, but 58 to 1763. So we have 3 Carnatic War. Slight variation in the dates, but overall you will see that there were 3 Carnatic War. And why these 3 Carnatic War started? Because of the growing expansion, you can say the ambition of British and the French company. And the first Carnatic War started because of international issue. Austrian War of Succession. When Austrian War of Succession started, you will see here also they started fighting. right? The English captured one man called Barnett, captured the French Navy. And when Barnett captured the French Navy, that time Dupleix was the man in charge of the French interest. He captured Madras, and when Dupleix captured Madras, right, Dupleix retaliated. You will see English company complained to the Carnatic Nawab. And then there was a war between the French and, right, Carnatic Nawab. And the small French army defeated Carnatic Nawab. That was a game changer, because a small disciplined European force defeated Carnatic Nawab. So it was an eye opener, right? And after that, Dupleix started dominating. But European rivalry came to an end, and here also there was Aix-les-Chapelle, and the first Carnatic War came to an end, right? But first Carnatic War could not settle the supremacy issue. Dupleix was dominating, but Dupleix could not dominate. He had to restore Madras. He was not satisfied. So Dupleix wanted to settle this issue because he realized his strength. So Dupleix wanted to settle this issue, and because of this, he was waiting for an opportunity. An opportunity came after the death of Nizam of Hyderabad. So there was an opportunity, and Dupleix wanted to use that opportunity in Carnatic and in Hyderabad, and therefore the second Carnatic War started. So second Carnatic War started because of dispute where in Carnatic and Hyderabad, and Dupleix favored, right, Chanda Sahib and Muzaffar Jung and defeated British, right, in Battle of Ambor in 1749, Battle of Ambor. And after that, Dupleix started dominating. You have to remember Battle of Ambor. And after this, French or Dupleix controlled the entire area, Carnatic also and Hyderabad also. They were dominating. Correct? But there was an entry of a hero. His name was Lord Clive. He was a clerk. But because of his master brain, master strategy, British started coming back. And Clive came out with a good idea. What? A diversionary tactic. He captured Arcot in 1751. And when he captured Arcot, right, so things started moving in British direction. And British started dominating. So capture of Arcot was very important during the second Carnatic War. And after capture of Arcot, you will see the British started dominating, and one more decision of the French company disturbed their plan. What was their plan? To dominate, but they could not dominate because there was a recall of Dupleix, 1754. And this was a mistake. And when they recalled Dupleix in this sensitive time, they started losing the ground. And then there was Treaty of Pondicherry, and the French were ready for negotiation. So finally, the second Carnatic War at the end went in favor of British. I hope you remember. In the first Carnatic War, a draw was there and the French dominated. In the second Carnatic War, initial period, Dupleix dominated, French dominated. But entry of Clive, capture of Arcot, and game changed. Is that fine? So second Carnatic War came to an end with, you will see, the treaty, what you call Treaty of Pondicherry. Treaty of Pondicherry. Correct. Now, French, right, now they were weak, but you will see third Carnatic War started again because of the European development. What was the European development? European development was 7-year war. Have you heard about 7-year war? 1756 to 1763. So because of 7-year war, here also fight started. And finally, in this third Carnatic War, there was a very famous Battle of Vandivos. And in that Battle of Vandivos, the French were finally defeated. It was a very decisive battle. And then there was a treaty of 1763. So when 7-year war ended, there was a treaty of Paris. And in the treaty of Paris, finally, the French ambition now came to an end. Correct? So there were 3 Carnatic War, first, second, and third. And after this 3 Carnatic War, you will see British supremacy. We will take up the next topic. You will see that how after 3 Carnatic War, British started dominating. So I hope you came to know about a broader outline, right? Just a revision. I am not teaching, right? I repeated many times that in this video I am not teaching. I am just giving you an idea so that you can appreciate question. Now, some pivotal, facts also you have to take up. So can you see some pivotal fact? Then we can come to right question answer. Right? Done? Fine. Now you can mention some pivotal facts if you want. Correct? See. So the Carnatic War reflected the traditional rivalry of England and France. Right? So Carnatic War reflected the traditional rivalry of England and France. And first Carnatic War started when? It began with the outbreak of Austrian War of Succession. That you have to remember. Austrian War of Succession. And in India, right, it started with when Barnet, remember Barnet, when Barnet seized some friendship. Right? And why this name Carnatic? Carnatic was a name given by the European to the Coromandel coast and its hinterland. So when this in India, how this first Carnatic War started? First Carnatic War started in India with this development. The English Navy under Barnet seized some French ships. Right? Then France retaliated. I told you, Dupleix retaliated by seizing Madras. Right? With the help of Bordonnais. Right? The French governor of Mauritius. And there was a difference of opinion also between Dupleix and La Bourdonnais. This is also very interesting. So La Bourdonnais was bribed, it is said, and he wanted, right, to help British. These are the stories. But France under Dupleix was in aggressive mode. Correct? So anyhow, so Dupleix retaliated, right? Dupleix jo seized Madras, and now English appealed for help to the Nawab ready to help. Fine. So there was a battle of Saint Thome. Very important. This battle is a game changer. Right? It is a eye opener. So what happened in the battle of Saint Thome during the first Carnatic War? The battle of Saint Thome was between the French force and the forces of Anwaruddin. And finally in battle of Thome, a small French army. Remember, bacha, this is very important. Battle of Saint Thome, a small French army under Captain Paradise defeated the strong Indian army under Mahfuz Khan. Right? So a small disciplined army defeated Indian army under Mahfuz Khan, right, who was representing Nawab of Carnatic. And you will see that this defeat was a game changer. Right? So you will see that Mahfuz Khan defeated on the bank of river Adyar. So sometimes this battle is also called Battle of Adyar. So Battle of Saint Thome or Battle of Saint Adyar. So there should be no confusion. Correct. So after this treaty, it was a game changer, I told you, because they came to know about the weakness of Indians. Correct. So Battle of Saint Thome is very important for Indian history. Correct. Then finally European war came to an end. Austrian War of Succession came to an end by Aix-les-Chapelle in 1748, and with this first Carnatic War also came to an end. And under this Aix-les-Chapelle, Madras was handed back to the English, and the French in return got some territories in North America. So I hope first Carnatic War you have revised properly, right? All these things you must be knowing. Just I wanted to revise. Fine. So first Carnatic War is done. So first Carnatic War was like a draw, but first Carnatic War demonstrated the power of French, right? They had already captured Madras, correct? But they had to return to the English. Fine. Now, why second Carnatic War? Because Dupleix wanted to establish his supremacy and he found an opportunity. What opportunity? There was disputed succession in Carnatic and Hyderabad. So, you want to see second Carnatic War? Some facts we can mention. Second Carnatic War. Second Carnatic War after 1749, and what was the issue? The accession of Nasir Jung, the son of Nizam, to the throne of Hyderabad was opposed by Muzaffar Jung. So there was two factions, Nasir Jung and Muzaffar Jung. Then in Carnatic also there was two factions, Anwaruddin and Chanda Sahib. And right, the French supported Muzaffar Jung and Chanda Sahib, and the English supported Nasir Jung and Anwaruddin. Can you see two factions? Can you see two factions? See, French versus English. In French, you will see they supported Muzaffar Jung and Chanda Sahib, and the English supported Nasir Jung and Anwaruddin. Are you getting it? This kind of faction. Then there was a Battle of Ambur. So there was a Battle of Ambur, and finally this Battle of Ambur is near, you can say, near Vellore in 1749. This is very important. Battle of Ambur. Actually, it was a representation of the strength of the French forces. Anwaruddin was killed. His son Muhammad Ali fled to Trichinapalli. French wanted to control this fort. Continuous pressure on French, but right, they were not controlling. Right, then you will see because of the defeat of the English, French army under Bussy was stationed at Hyderabad. Right, Northern Sarkar was also granted to French. Some territories near Pondicherry was also given to French, was ceded to French. Right, so French were controlling. But I told you, Clive started thinking about a new strategy, and Clive gave a formula, you can say, a new idea that when we will attack Arcot, Chanda Sahib will have to move. French control over, you can say, this fort, you will see that will loosening up. So this kind of idea clicked. So you will see that French were dominating, but after that you will see that capture of Arcot by Clive in August 1751, capture of Arcot by Clive, and when Robert Clive attacked and captured Arcot, everything changed. Capturing Arcot was very significant, a master strategy, you can say, by Clive. And what happened because of that capturing of Arcot? You can see the success of the plan of Clive, right? Very important, success of the plan of Clive. Chanda Sahib, alarmed by the fall of his capital, sent a large portion of his force from Trichinapalli to recapture Arcot. But Clive started getting, you can say, help from some Indian allies, and Chanda Sahib was finally defeated and he was killed. Chanda Sahib was killed. So that was a great success for Clive. Then English force led by Stringer Lawrence, remember this name, Stringer Lawrence, relieved Trichinapalli. Now Muhammad Ali became the undisputed Nawab, but in this sensitive period, French company committed a blunder. What was that blunder? Blunder was they recalled Dupleix. And when they recalled Dupleix, everything started moving in a wrong direction. Correct? So the recall of Dupleix was a mistake, and after that Godehu succeeded. Remember the name of Godehu? The negotiation started, and finally there was Treaty of Pondicherry. So Second Carnatic War went in favor of finally British. So the French were already weak, but dispute started in Europe, what you call 7-year war, and therefore there was Third Carnatic War. Correct? So Third Carnatic War from 1758 to 1763. And in Europe, when Austria wanted to recover Silesia, the 7-year war. What was the cause of Third Carnatic War? 7 years war. 7-year war, 1756 to 1763. And right after the 7-year war started, French army under Count de Lally started, capturing English fort like Saint David, right? And they tried hard. Count de Lally tried hard, but they could not get success. And then very famous Battle of Vandivas. Always remember this, 1760, Battle of Vandivas. Where is Vandivas? Tamil Nadu. Remember this. So General Ayercourt of the English totally routed French army under Count Thomas de Lally and took Bussy as prisoner. So now domination of British under Battle of Vandivas. Fine. So this battle is very important, and after this battle, French became, you can say, French power started, losing, and they were reduced to its lowest. So they had lost Pondicherry, Ginji, Mahe, and finally, 7-year war came to an end with Treaty of Paris. And after Treaty of Paris, the French ambition of establishing, right, you can say colonial rule here, right, came to an end. So this was actually a beginning of British supremacy in India. So I hope, I gave you a brief idea about 3 Carnatic War. If you remember these 3 Carnatic Wars, some basic facts, right, now we can handle, right, some questions on that. So are you ready for practicing some question? Will you practice with me? Right, now quickly come to the question. Right, now see the first question. See the first question. You have to tell me the answer. First question. With reference to the First Carnatic War, consider the following statements. It originated as an extension of the Austrian War of Succession in Europe. It is correct? Yes or no? It originated as an extension of the Austrian War of Succession in Europe. It is correct. Madras was initially restored to the English by La Bourdonnais, a decision opposed by Dupleix. Yes, this issue you have to remember. Right? This issue you have to remember. Fine. Correct. So this is correct. The Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle permanently transferred Madras to the French. No, it was given to the English. So this is wrong. So answer would be what? 1 and 2 only. Answer would be A. Is that fine? So this is wrong. You know that the Madras was restored to the English, not to the French. So this is wrong. Correct. Now coming to next. With reference to the First Carnatic War, consider the following statement. The English Navy under Clive captured some French ship. No. In the First Carnatic War, there was no Clive. This is wrong. This is Barnett. You got it or not? Right. Dupleix efforts to capture Fort Saint David, a small English factory some 18 miles south of Pondicherry, did not succeed. Yes, Dupleix captured Madras, but Dupleix could not capture Fort Saint David. It is correct. The First Carnatic War came to an end with the termination of hostilities in Europe. Yes, Aix-la-Chapelle. Right, so this is correct. So 2 and 3. 2 and 3. So B is correct. That these questions are just to, tell you that you need revision, or you have already done it. Are you prepared? Right? I hope these questions are helping you. Fine. Now, next question. With reference to the Second Carnatic War, consider the following statement. Dupleix supported the claims, Second Carnatic War. Dupleix supported the claims of Muzaffar Jung, Chanda Sahib in the succession dispute of Hyderabad and Carnatic respectively. I told you. I hope you remember it. It is correct. The English supported Nasir Jung and Anwaruddin. Yes, correct. The Battle of Amber, 1749, resulted in the death of Anwaruddin. Yes, I told you. So this is simple. If you know the story, you can easily understand it. So answer will be all. Correct? So all correct. Fine, bacha. Now coming to next. The capture of Arcot by Robert Clive was strategically significant. Very important. I emphasized it. Capture of Arcot was strategically significant. Why? because it forced Chanda Sahib to divert his forces from siege of Trichinopoli. So what would be answer? Straightforward. Answer is B. Then, which of the following development strengthened French influence in the Deccan during the second Carnatic War? Appointment of Dupleix as governor. Yes, after during the second Carnatic War, after Battle of Ambur, Dupleix started dominating. French started dominating. They started getting success. So now Dupleix as a governor of all Mughal territory south of the Krishna River. Correct. It is during, not after. Stationing of a French force under Bussy, right? It is correct. Cessation of district in the northern Sarkar to the French Muzaffarjung, correct. So all correct, right? So all correct. Fine. Done. Next. Which of the following best explains why the second Carnatic War ultimately tilted in favor of English? Why? Because the English enjoyed overwhelming naval superiority throughout the conflict. No. The recall of Dupleix, yes, combined with the successful defense of Arcot and the relief of Trichinopoli. So this is better, right? The French voluntarily withdraw from Hyderabad. No. The Mughal emperor from, no. So better answer would be what? B. Right? So it best explains why the second Carnatic War ultimately tilted in favor of English. Fine. Now, with reference to Chanda Sahib was a friend of British or French? French. So Chanda Sahib was a prominent French ally during the Carnatic War. He was killed by the Raja of Tanjore. Remember this. Probably you must be knowing it, but it's important thing. It is important. Chanda Sahib was killed by the Raja of Tanjore. It is also correct. This fact is not very popular, but you have to remember. His death significantly weakened French influence in the Carnatic. His death significantly weakened French influence in Carnatic. What do you think? Chanda Sahib's death. Fine. So his death, yes, his death weakened. So all correct. Fine. So now next. With reference to the Third Carnatic War, consider the following. Third Carnatic War. The English conquest of Bengal after the Battle of Palasi provided them with the financial resource. Yes. Right? When you have Third Carnatic War, they had already a good base in Bengal, and Bengal's resources started helping them. This was one factor for the success of British. Resources of Bengal. So Bengal started providing them the base. So this is correct. Then Count de Lely's decision to recall Bussy from Hyderabad strengthened the French political position in the Deccan. Count de Lely's decision to recall Bussy from Hyderabad weakened, not strengthened. It weakened the French position in the Third Carnatic War. So it is wrong. English naval superiority under Pocock. Have you heard about Pocock? Right, this is correct. English navy superiority under Pocock also played an important role. So you must be. If you don't know some idea, you can add it, right? This can be asked, right? So 1 is also correct, third is also correct. So 1 and 3 only, right? So A would be the answer. Done. So some new idea, if you think that you don't know, like you can add it, correct? And these all are, I repeated many times, these all information are from a standard book, right? All to the standard book, not from, right, no guide, correct? Then next, which of the following events decisively marked the end of the French political ambition in India during the Third Carnatic War? So it was what? What was the idea? I told you the Battle of Vandy was. It was the, right, you know, most important event. Vandy was finished them. Vandy was finished them. So Vandy was very decisive. You have to remember that. And then finally, you have a simple question to make you happy. The Battle of St. Thome, I told you, very important. Battle of St. Thome is regarded as a landmark in Indian history primarily because it demonstrated the superiority of the disciplined European military tactics over the traditional Indian army. So this Battle of St. Thome, because a small European force defeated Carnatic Nawab. So it was a demonstration of our weakness, that they exposed our weakness. So Battle of St. Thome is important. So I hope you enjoyed, right, this session, and right? So you can follow us, right? So we started doing some good work, right? So you can follow us, it will definitely help you. So we will try our best to help you, and thanks a lot for watching.